All right. Hello. How's it going? It's been a little while since I shared that one video where I basically explained everything that was happening to me and then was violently and aggressively attacked in my apartment in the same exact way I described in the video. The past 2 weeks has basically just been um, me trying to focus on my website as they continue to assault me in my apartment. I had somebody come by. One of the property managers actually came by with somebody to actually look at the sound coming from the air conditioner. They didn't fix it, obviously, but I had a nice 30-minute conversation with the guy as the mechanic was going around, who explained that he was aware of a story in New York in which an embassy, some embassy in New York, was housing people like foreign diplomats or other various things, other people for various reasons. And as they're looking at my air conditioner, he and this was genuine too. Like you could tell this was genuine. He wasn't fucking around with me or anything. He wasn't bringing it up to mock me. He was simply just pointing out something that happened. But basically went in to say the story in New York, specifically in New York, a embassy was housing people and the people were going crazy and they were murdering, or they were killing themselves, I think. They were going crazy. I think they were attacking people and killing themselves. And he said that eventually the professional team went in and scoured the entire building, like literally from top to bottom, couldn't find anything. And then eventually somebody went into the air conditioning system, and right where the motor is, they actually found a small device that was generating a frequency at a specific hertz, which was through research apparently very detrimental to the human psyche. And they actually figured out that, and I think this guy said it was Russians who ended up being charged with it, because I assume it was an American embassy that this was happening to. I don't know though. But they basically found it and they removed it. And as there's a singular man looking through my air conditioning system, and I know this is exactly what's happened. I know this is what's happening at this point. And I know this guy's probably not going to be able to find what's going on without tearing the entire building apart. But we're just having this conversation. This man through. I've been being gaslit for like 3 or 4 years, just gaslit, especially the past 2 years where this sound has really been kicking in. I've been being gaslit that the sound doesn't exist. There's nobody targeting me. There's nothing happening to me that's weird or out of the ordinary. There's everything that's going on in my life is normal. They've been trying to gaslight me this, and like a week ago, somebody just showed up in my apartment after 2 years of just people telling me to go fuck myself, basically, and was like, oh yeah, this shit's real. Of course, yeah. Oh yeah, it was a news story, yeah. Oh yeah, frequency weapons, super real. Yeah. Oh, you got to be careful. I mentioned a brief story to him without naming any names about me blacking out in somebody's living room, and the guy was like, you got to be fucking careful about that. Random blacking out, you got to be real careful about that. No, like literally just being like, yeah, it's not random most of the time. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to get into that, but thanks. Thanks for coming by. I appreciate it. So, specifically after I posted this hour-long video is when this shit kicked on in my apartment. And they've been turning it on and off randomly. Albeit they can't leave it on all the time because I can fucking record it all the time and I'm just collecting evidence. So they're obviously surveilling me somehow. Like there are cameras in here. Like in the same way there's a camera right here. Like there's cameras in this apartment. They're almost certainly in the lights. You can see a 360-degree view if you have cameras in all the lights around here. There's a lot of lights in the ceiling. But they're clearly watching what I'm doing over here, and they are clearly picking and choosing when to turn the sound on. They're picking and choosing when to do basically anything based on my immediate actions in the moment. So if I have a recorder up, they'll turn the sound down. If I don't have a recorder on, they'll take the opportunity like some sort of spoiled child trying to steal a cookie out of the cookie jar in the fridge, as if their parents looking away, like, oh, we're not looking, you better go grab that cookie while you can. That's literally how this evil mechanism is behaving in my apartment. But anyway, I'm here with this video right now because I am going to show you guys my social media accounts, some of them. So I'm not going to go on Meta because I don't like Meta. Meta sucks. Although Meta explains basically what has happened to me and how fucked up this really is. Because on Meta, especially Facebook, I have over or around 500 friends. These friends are people I know in real life. I'm not one of those people who just friends random people on Facebook. I know and knew every single one of these people on my Facebook. My Facebook was attached to my Instagram. My Instagram had like a few hundred followers maybe. And what happened is the first thing that got banned was my Facebook and my Instagram. So instantaneously, my connection to all my real relationships and the real people in my life was instantly terminated and cut off. Like there was just no getting around it whatsoever. So I'm not even going to go on Meta and Facebook, which I think everybody's basically on the same page with Meta and Facebook. I think even the people who operate Facebook know that it's fucking going literally just out the shitter. But I'm here on my other social media platforms, and I'm not going to go. I've had 2 X accounts when Twitter became X. I'm not going to go on those because they're just fucking shitty. And I've been banned from every single platform that is on the internet basically, and for no reason, literally no fucking reason. They haven't given me a reason. My accounts that I use for my business aren't actually attached to any other account that could be deemed as inappropriate or breaking their TOS or their community guidelines. I've never received any warning. I've never received anything at all in regards to my accounts or my reach or anything. And I'm just going to show you, so Pinterest is up right now. I can't actually log into Pinterest on the computer. And this is a good opportunity. Like I'm logged in onto my phone, but this is a great opportunity to show you how you can look at what's happening here. So right now, I tried to log into Pinterest. I successfully logged into Pinterest about a week ago because I was trying to update my online store in Pinterest. Like you can connect your website store to Pinterest. It's pretty cool. And you can sell your products on Pinterest. So I logged into Pinterest on my computer about a week ago, no issues. Was going around the store trying to change some stuff, do some other things. And then a couple days later, and this is after this sound kicked in and I'm being attacked, a couple days later I try to log on to Pinterest on the computer and my account's being DDoSed in front of me. So basically something somewhere is attempting to log into my account over and over and over again, and it's stopping me from logging into my account because it's saying that your max login limit has been reached. You have to try again in 30 minutes. So for at least a day or two, it was like that. I just couldn't log into Pinterest at all on my computer. I couldn't check my store. I couldn't sort the feed out, which still is broken as far as I can tell. I could go on my phone and post stuff, but I couldn't actually log in on my phone on the web browser, and I couldn't log in on my computer on the web browser, so I couldn't access the business section, so I couldn't do anything with that. And now what's going on is I'm trying to log in here. I have the correct password. This is the right password. And it's just not doing anything. I've refreshed the page, changed my IP address, and you'll notice over here. So I'm being gatekeeped from the entire internet. The internet is basically controlled by a monopoly. The monopoly is run by most of these platforms and their connecting hub, which is Google. Google is controlling basically every single thing that happens. Google controls the influx. Everywhere you see a continue with Google or a Google sign-in, they're actually capturing the data from that web page. So even me signing in right here, not using Google, they know that I'm signing in here simply because your cookie is now being tracked because their fucking bullshit is on your screen. So I don't know if people have noticed, but Google is trying to get their login on literally every single platform that exists. And one, it's not only because they're trying to slap their fucking name on everything, which they are, because that's what they are and that's what they do. Just like the people operating this monopoly, that's what they are and that's what they do. They are egotistical and they slap their symbolism and their names on everything that they consider they own and is their property, including people, platforms, objects, random things. They don't fucking give a shit. And you can literally go through If this shit is happening to you, especially if you're in a web browser, and you need to start doing this if this shit is happening to you, you can go in and look at what's going on your web page. If something does not work, you can find out what the fuck is not working. You inspect the page. So this is a huge tool that people use when building websites, because you can inspect any web page anywhere and find the styling or the code, and you can copy it. It's not even illegal. That's how programming works. Coders and programmers copy code and program from other people. That's just what it is. And for some reason, they believe that this mindset applies to artwork, and they believe this mindset applies to basically anything. So they think that they can just copy and paste basically anything anywhere, because that's their coding brain kicking in and being like, yeah, it's okay. Coding's like that. So that's what the inspect is used for. But you can also inspect the errors of the web page. So I'm just going to go through this right now, literally in real time, right? So you try to log in to Pinterest. Oh, it's not doing a fucking goddamn thing. I can't email a login code, and I can't use a QR code because I have two-factor authentication up. I would have to turn two-factor authentication off in order to use those, which somebody is trying to hack into my account, so they would probably be able to hack in without my 2FA on. So if you look here in the side where these are the errors, so you can close this. This is the little inspect window. You can do this with anything, any website, anywhere. Doesn't matter. You can always figure out what's going on the web page. If you click up here, these are where the errors and the warnings are. And you'll notice that the numbers are even going up in perfect coordination with their propaganda system, because they're controlling literally fucking everything, down to the minute warnings that pop out and the errors. So you'll notice whose name is all over the error in the login page. Google One Tap. Failed to load resource, play.google.com. And you'll notice it ends here. Failed to load resource. The server responded with a status of 401. That is essentially a gateway error. That means something on the side of Pinterest or something in the middle of our connection, middlemanning the connection, gatekeeping the connection, is stopping me from connecting to Pinterest. That's what this is. Somebody is legitimately reaching out to my network and my IP address and causing this to happen. And this stuff, this right here, so this is a very small circumstance. This is actually what I have shit open. I have 2 open complaints with the FBI for cyber terrorism right now. And this is an example of part of what I have complaints open for. Because what was going on in my old my old house when I was still living on the East Coast with my parents is that they were doing shit like this so much and so frequently that I couldn't use the internet for days. Like they would log in. Like right now I'm logged into some of these. I was able to log in. I have my Reddit here, my Tumblr, I have Blue Sky here, and then TikTok. But what would essentially happen, which is why I have complaints for cyber terrorism open, is that I would try to log into all of these at my old apartment or my old house, and they would all somehow hit some magical error. Suddenly my entire network would shut down. All my internet would shut off. 35 minutes would go by. I wouldn't even be able to access the network, and then all of a sudden it would just start working again. As somebody drives past my house and honks their car horn. Like that was happening for years back in Lexington, wasting days of my time. Just because somebody somewhere was just shutting down a network connection, causing an error, literally knowing how to cause errors and just causing errors just to stop me from accessing things. And I'm trying to figure out how this isn't like, it's hyper illegal what they're doing. Like, I have a licensed business. I'm technically a licensed American business owner with a birth certificate in America. I'm a citizen of America. And they are sitting here and they are utilizing, one of the largest companies in the fucking world is utilizing their back-end connection and access to the internet and IP addresses, and I'm guessing the intelligence agency, because that's where a lot of this shit starts popping up. And they're specifically going out of their way to reach out of their time and attack small business owners in America. They're stopping them from working, functioning. They're stopping them from accessing the internet. They're stopping them from accessing social media platforms, which is how people get business and make money. They're literally sitting here and suffocating and strangling American citizens. And then when they try to speak out about it on those same social media platforms, they use it as validation to ban them, which doesn't make any fucking sense. None of it makes any fucking sense. But anyway, so separate from Pinterest, it's hilarious too that they're doing this right now, because Pinterest, I actually get views on Pinterest. I have like 3K monthly views for my posts on Pinterest. I put up my entire digital temple collection on there. I've been putting up pins and stuff for fucking years. Albeit I have no followers. Nobody follows me. Nobody interacts or engages with my posts. But people are at least seeing them scroll by. You know, it's at least something. But we're going to get into my social media platforms here. So I'm going to start off with TikTok. TikTok, I've not put that much time into TikTok, and I'll show you why I haven't put that much time into TikTok. First off, a lot of my artwork is not visual or video based. Like, I go through so many different things. So in order to use TikTok efficiently, I would have to make a video for it. So that's one reason why I'm not on TikTok all the time. But this is what happened with TikTok a long time ago. I'm not even logged in here, but I'll just show you the profile because you can see the views. So this is the first post I ever put up on TikTok. It's nothing. It's literally just a chalkboard thing. Like here, hold on, video. It's just a fucking chalkboard. And you'll notice it gets 3 likes, 1 bookmark. There's no content whatsoever. You'll pull out of here. 849 views. You're just like, oh, okay. For the first video, which means I have no coordination with anybody. This is a fresh account, completely fresh account. Nobody's followed me over from anywhere. So this is basically normal. This is normal for my first post on TikTok. Then you'll move to the second one, which is artwork. Actually something. And you'll notice it has 286 views. Already a quarter of the views of the first video we just saw. But still some positive reactions. This is one of the NFTs I put up. So after this was in, 2024? About a year ago. So it's an NFT. Right? It's whatever. It shouldn't affect anything because it's just fucking artwork. So you'll notice it's a quarter. It's literally a quarter down, right? And then you'll notice immediately here. This is when I stopped posting on TikTok, seriously. I posted my planting seeds NFT, which is an extremely, let's call it complex. Here, look. An extremely complex piece of artwork. Connecting to an NFT has music, animation. You'll notice I even made a comment on the video. Is there a legally viable reason this video's analytics were frozen at 2 views? Because it was so... Because it was so fucking apparent. It was so apparent that this was throttled. It is so fucking obvious that it was normal, less normal. Oh, you're shadow banned. 1, 2, 3. They've been doing that to me for 4 years too. They like counting like there's some sort of child in pre-K, but the counting always leads to something terrible and shitty happening. They're like 1, 2, 3. Oh, and that thing's awful now. Ha. And you'll notice even now. So let me move this up a bit. Whoop, not that guy. So you'll notice I kept trying to post even after that a little bit. So that's at 7 views. This is 247, and then you'll notice after I post this. So I actually started making videos specifically for TikTok at this point because of the format. So I went out of my way. I went out of my way to make this as a promotional video just for TikTok. My fucking mouse is broken, so it's hard for me to move the window sometimes. So I literally make this for TikTok, just for the format. And you'll notice it has 1 view. This has 3 views. This is 0 views. This is a promotional video for a piece of artwork I made. Shadow banned. And you'll notice that for a period of time, it was literally just nothing. Nothing, 16 views, nothing, banned. And then all of a sudden in here, it starts going a little normal until you realize, no, wait, that's not normal. It starts off at a higher number and almost every consecutive time gets lower and lower. You'll notice the extreme disparity between the videos here too. Why would something be getting 244 views and then a thing next to it be getting 8 views? It doesn't fucking make any sense. You can tell that this shit does not make any fucking sense. And this is TikTok. So this is a account I've not gone on a lot. I haven't invested my time in because out of the gate they shadow ban me and my work. So they're like, it just doesn't make much sense to me to continue posting on here. But anyway, now we're gonna go into Tumblr. Tumblr, I've had this Tumblr account for quite some time. I've been posting on this Tumblr account for quite some time. Like there was a large gap between April and May. April to May to October. There was about a 3 or 4 month gap, but I've had this account for maybe like 3 years or so, 3 or 4 years. And I'm just going to show you, like, this account I can print on. For the last 2 or 3 weeks, I've been putting up 2 or 3 posts a day on here. And there are no genuine fucking reactions. Like, I might get one like here and there from something, but what does it matter? What does it fucking matter? Like, it says there's a comment. Some replies may have been hidden, blocked, or removed. How is that fucking helpful to me? Like, I'm an artist who just keeps putting out artwork and music and stuff, and literally nobody anywhere is commenting on it. Nobody anywhere shows they see it. Like, you could go back, just keep going back and back and back, and it'll be like this for years. I did my entire digital temple collection here. Completely ignored. Completely fucking ignored. You'll notice I have messages up here. These messages are from either bot accounts. This one was a person trying to scam me, literally to get me to go on Telegram and scam me out of my NFT collection. This person hit me up a couple days ago saying, hey, I just want to say you something. All of these other ones are for commissions. Almost all of them asking me to draw a picture of their son or daughter's pet for them, as I'm showing them stuff like this, putting this on my account and being like, I make digital artwork and stuff. And all of these requests for commissions are for me to draw their fucking pets for them. Like, there's literally fucking nothing going on here at all. There's fucking nothing. Like, you go in the home. Look at this. It gives you fucking nothing. Like, what is this shit, dude? What are your platforms? What are you fucking accomplishing? Like, you'll notice these people have no issue. And the thing is, I'm not upset that these people are getting views. Albeit this is a conglomeration. This is a conglomerate account that basically just promotes other posts that it doesn't own. You know what I mean? Like, why are these specific things being put up in front of me? All right, and then we're going to go into Blue Sky. So, Blue Sky is maybe the biggest bullshit I've ever fucking come across. I came, just like a lot of other people, I came to Blue Sky after X because I went on X thinking it was going to be better. It was where I would be able to start my business. And then Elon Musk literally fucked X. Literally just completely fucking destroyed it and threw it in a fucking dumpster and pissed all over it. So I came over to Blue Sky along with millions of other people. And you want to know why I did that? Because they were pushing people onto Blue Sky. Almost as if Elon Musk knowingly treated people like shit and then knowingly pushed specifically Democrat-leaning people onto Blue Sky. Almost as if they were corralled, like a group of sheep, or cows, or any other farm animal that has no fucking idea of what free will even is, and just follows the crowd around. So I have all these different social media platforms, and I ended up coming over here. I created 2 accounts. One was a personal account, which is now literally just a throwaway account because they banned me in general and have been abusing me. So I've been speaking about my abuse on that personal account. And apparently to them, somewhere in their delusion, they believe that speaking out about being abused somehow validates you or a group of people to arrest that person and then continue to abuse them until they stop talking about them being abused. Who the fuck knows? Who knows? It doesn't make any fucking sense. I don't think it has to technically for these people to do anything. But here we are on the official business Blue Sky that I have. Now, you'll notice I have 145 posts. It's not a terribly large amount of posts. I'm not really asking for much of anything. I have 5 followers, and I'm following one person who I followed the other day. This shit does not change at all. This shit went up. It went up to 6 followers maybe 4 or 5 days ago, and then they just disappeared for no fucking reason. And I don't even know if these followers are real. On my personal account, it says I have 12 followers, and I've blocked and banned all of those people because I don't want followers on that account. And for some reason, the number still stays there. They have disappeared from my follower group, but it still says I'm being followed by 12 people that don't exist. So already, and you'll notice here, it says I have 5 followers, but there's only 3 fucking people here. So there's just indications left and right that these numbers are not actually accurate to anything going on. It's just an indication that something is not fucking right around here. So I'm going to point this out, and this is something that happened within the last week on this account. This account has gotten no reach the entire time I've had it. It basically just does not get any reach. No likes, no comments. That's what Blue Sky has been for me. Literally just a giant fucking wall. That's what Blue Sky is. And it's crazy because they are sitting here selling t-shirts that saying that they don't support anybody who's like Caesar. They don't support Caesars. And yet they're sitting here literally shadow banning people, part of a monopoly that's being run by a fucking Caesar. And it's one of the fucking most ridiculous things I've ever seen in my life. Just like, I've been dealing with some shitty hypocritical people, but this is just like, this takes the cake. They actually went out the gate hypocritical. They literally, their point is hypocritical. And it's absolutely fucking outrageous. But anyway, about a week ago, they popped onto my account as I'm posting a bunch of shit for my business. They popped onto my account just to show me that they could give me reach and likes and views, just to rip it away from me. So this is great. You guys will like this. So you'll notice that there's basically, this was yesterday, so basically nothing. I got a singular like for this, talking about monopolies. They come and like my posts that where I am saying how awful they are. They will specifically send bot accounts over to like posts in which it like they're literally just angry, aggressive assholes. And if their point is to annoy you, and if they think they're annoying you, then they actually try to dig in even more, because that's the point. They're trying to fucking annoy you. They're harassing you. They want you to be annoyed. So they're like, oh, look, he's pointing it out. Okay, go like it. Ha ha, it's funny because he's not supposed to like it. It sucks. Ha ha ha. They love doing that shit. But you'll notice, so I get a like for the Monopoly comment right here, because this is what they're doing, and I'm going to read this out loud. If you haven't figured it out yet, you're watching a monopoly breaking antitrust laws in real time, attacking and suffocating a legitimate business and platform because it won't play ball with the monopoly. That is what's happening. That's legitimately what's happening. I'm not cool with Google lording over everybody. I'm not cool with having to basically go and prostrate yourself in front of this AI machine abomination so it gains back-end access onto your website and your platform so it can basically just fuck with people and surveil everybody. I'm not fucking cool with that. I'm not going to fucking feed into it. And I think watching the platforms that are successful right now and watching a bunch of corporations that are only successful right now because of that sheer fact, not because they deserved it or because they had better ideas, but simply because they were better at prostrating themselves to Google's giant fucking dick. You know, it's just incredible to watch that is actually what our entire economy is built upon right now. And watching it collapsing in real time is no surprise. But let's, once again, get back to the social media. So, we're on Blue Sky right now. We got a like for the Monopoly. Everything else is being ignored. Everything else is being generally ignored. These are posts for artwork, NFT collections. These are posts for things I'm working on on the website. Yeah, I did get a like for that one. Oh, yeah. But you'll notice that generally it's fucking quiet. There's nothing going on over here. There's nothing. Except... Oh, nothing. No. Oh, except for this one. This one, for some reason, this one post, which I've posted other things like this. I have 7 of these bags of different versions that I could share. I think I've shared another one. And for some reason, this one post gets all these likes, all these reactions a week ago. Nothing else around it gets anything. Nothing else around it gets any fucking attention at all. This is they're basically coming over here and showing me that they have me banned. That's what it is. They're showing me that they could give me reach, but then they're ripping it away. And they're being like, "No, we're literally not going to do this for you." And I sit here and I ask, "Why? Can you give me a singular reason why you're doing this to me in my business?" And there's no answer, obviously, because they're hiding behind their monopoly. They can just not fucking say anything, and they'll ban you, and then you'll go into your fucking feed, and then they'll fucking make fun of you. They'll literally make fucking fun of you Like, my middle name is James. Like they're just using personal identifiers to attack you psychologically. And it's really fucking sad, dude. Cuz some people, like the general people around here believe that this is a fair system. They believe that this is a fair system when it's not at all. And I'm going to go, yeah, we're going to go into Reddit. Reddit is like, I don't even want to get started on Reddit because Reddit is such a hot ball of shit. It is so toxic, and it is pulling information and data points from all over the internet. And it has no verification process for its user base. So at least these, you generally can find out if somebody's actually a person or not if you look hard enough into people's accounts and stuff. Like Pinterest, you can figure it out. Even TikTok, you can figure it out because it's people's videos. Even with AI videos, you can usually tell when it's real people doing stuff. You can't tell fucking shit with Reddit, dude. Reddit, for all you know, these are all bots. That's 13,000 bots that went over and upvoted this post for no reason. There's millions of accounts on this site. Do you know how easy it is to operate a bot farm? Do you know how easy it is to procure 13,000 bots to upvote something? And the second you realize that that is actually how Reddit operates, you understand that it's completely fake. None of it can be trusted at all because it's completely controlled by upvoting and awards and comments. And all of those things can be completely infiltrated and taken over with a bot account. You know what I mean? Like you could have 30,000 people upvote a post, and if you have 28,000 bot accounts downvote that post, it's going to go from something that would have hit the entire website to something that will hit a corner of the website. And when you realize that they've been doing this for decades and they've basically been controlling who gets seen and who gets shown for stuff, like it's fucking horrifying because they pretend that it's not like that. They pretend it's all organic and it's real, and it's just fucking not. None of it fucking is. And I need to point this out too. It's like I have my own website at this point. I have my own platform. I know how a platform functions. Every single week, I learn more about coding. Every single week, I learn more about styling. I learn more about what a website is capable of doing. I learn more about what a website is capable of allowing users to do, which is everything a website owner can do. They can pass on those abilities to anybody that goes onto their site. Anything. Like I could go on my website and give a singular random IP address administrator access for no reason. I could also go onto my website and give a singular IP address no access to the website. I could ban that person. I could literally sit there and attach redirects to their web pages. So if a specific user with a specific IP address comes on my website, they will see a completely different version of my website than someone else. They'll be looking at what they think is the same exact web page, and it's actually an edit with different information and data. And unless they know enough to find out that it's not the same one that someone else is looking at, they'll never fucking know. And I'm sitting here as I'm being shadow banned from the internet, completely shadow banned. Like I have karma points on Reddit, but that shit's fucking irrelevant. That's just from making random ass comments on posts that ultimately don't fucking matter for the same exact reason I just stated. This entire platform is built off of fake bot accounts. You're gonna sit here and compare my comments to fake bot comments and then hold me accountable, but not hold your bot accounts accountable? Like that doesn't make any fucking sense. I'm sorry. So like you can you can edit anything on a website. Like the popular feed, like I'm sure people pop this up and like, hey, I'm looking at what's popular. I'm looking at what everyone else is looking at. You're probably not. It's probably tuned to you almost just like your home feed is. And the thing is, they know I'm looking at them right now, which is they're going to come out here and manipulate the feed. But Reddit is aggressive. I will go on Reddit and I'll make comments on Reddit sometimes towards Reddit. And Reddit reacts like some sort of high school bully. Reddit will literally pop out and it'll start psychologically attacking you. Because it can conglomerate posts from anywhere. And these posts can have whatever titles or whatever details or whatever nonsense that's attached to them. Like you can have the same copy pasta post, which is how Reddit functions through fucking copy pasta. And they're basically, they have 1,000 different versions of the same copy pasta post, just with different titles that they're then flashing between different accounts for people with different names and different topics that they're trying to manipulate them towards. Like that's how fucking Reddit operates, and that's honestly why Google immediately invested their AI into the system, because they knew they could manipulate people with it. That's just why they did it. That's why this is happening. It's also why Reddit recently is making so much money. Like they just fucking sold out. They went public in their stock, and they basically are now telling everybody that they can go fuck themselves and die. That's it. It's what the entire group of the tech industry is doing. It's what all the oligarchs are doing. It's what all the billionaires are doing mostly. They're basically they're rotting out everything in front of you that public uses. They're rotting out specifically on purpose. They are rotting out any worth, I should say, or value of your online interactions. And they're basically ripping it away from you after building a society using primarily meta that is built off of your online social interactions being real and personable. And as time goes on and as this progresses and I see this evolve in front of me into something worse and worse, it really does. It seems like this was the plan. Like what it was to force this idea on people, especially a certain generation, get them while they're young, to invest their entire lives online. So it was the integration into physical life with Facebook that became more and more prevalent over the years, and you went from a bunch of people having Facebooks and showing people images and thinking it was cool to basically, if you weren't on Facebook, you didn't exist. You went from point A to point B in a matter of 7 or 8 years. And now what's happening is it looks like they've created an environment where people have put their entire lives online, and now they're turning around and manipulating every single mechanism of online interaction with people, and they're doing it specifically to make people's lives worse. They're doing it to benefit themselves. They don't give a flying shit about any of us. We're just numbers to them. As far as we're concerned, as far as they're concerned, we're just another bot. We're another bot on their bot farm, but they just don't have control over us like they have their bots. That's really what they believe. And they think that they can just create some sort of situation in which they can just block people from all of reality, because once online becomes ingrained with physical reality, that is what you're doing. To block somebody, especially like Facebook, to block somebody from their Facebook account and their Instagram account that's connected to their real family and friends, you are basically blocking them from life. You're stepping into their lives and you are blocking them from interacting with people who they have real relationships with, causing strains on their real relationships. This is unacceptable. Like these people shouldn't have this much access or influence into our real lives. Like it should stop at the data. and it's not stopping at the data. And it's fucking concerning. It's concerning because there's a clear trajectory. There's a clear direction this has been headed, or has been going. It's getting worse. These people are caring less about people. More and more of the human aspect of their companies are dissolving or being fired, and they're increasingly becoming more and more negatively inclined towards their user base, towards normal citizens, towards anybody that they could even deem as competition to them. They are just becoming authoritatively, I don't even think that's a word, authoritatively aggressive. And it's noticeable to everybody. And this isn't fucking 1940, dude. You can't just do this shit in the background. Like, people are fucking watching you guys do this shit. We're staring at you do this shit. This isn't some small little fucking movement happening in a pocket of untelevised fucking Europe somewhere, dude. Like, this is being broadcasted around the entire planet in real time. I would make the suggestion that these people fucking stop. Look around you. You have built up a mass industry of wealth, resources, intelligence, influence, surveillance on the backs of a bunch of people who you are now throwing under your own bus in order to fuel it more for another mile or so until it finally kicks out, and you think you can rely on AI for the lack of human participation after you throw out their dead husks. And it's not going to work. It's not going to work at all. Your AI needs people. It needs people to feed their prompts and their learning algorithms. You can't just throw people out like this and expect yourselves to be fine. You literally cannot attack the very people who built up everything you are and then sit here and pretend like everything's going to be fucking fine for you or anyone else. 'Cause it's not. It's just not. See, so you'll notice I didn't even just try to log in here. This is literally exactly what it was showing me. So a week ago, I came up and tried to do this. I tried to do this one time, and it did this to me, and refused to log me in for days, a couple days. I didn't even go back and end up trying. Like, I'm gonna have to end up messaging them about this. And the funny thing is, too, it's like, see, you'll notice. Look, it didn't even just do it again. Like they're just stupid little errors that you can tell that they're just doing it on. They're just doing it on the back end. They're just causing these errors. They're specifically like they're screen capturing, just like I'm recording my screen with OBS right now. There's somebody somewhere screen capturing my fucking computer and just watching this, just like you guys are watching this. And yet their only goal here is to harass me and stop me from connecting to things, and then attempt to make gaslighting metaphor and transposition. So they'll take these numbers and they'll be like, oh yeah, so that specific number blocked you because that number means this, and this. So then that means that this happened over here with that person, and that person did this and that, and then you have to believe all our lies now, because that number of that error code popped up at that time. And any reasonable person is going to look at that clear machine doing it and be like, no, it's not true. And then they get angry. But I'm just trying to figure out what validates this. What validates this? You know, like, is the only thing validating this the fact that I haven't gotten a fucking antitrust lawyer to sue some of the fucking companies? Like, is that really where it's at? And they're just allowed to do this shit? You know what I mean? Like, this is ridiculous. How are there no laws stopping this? In the time that it could have taken every single one of these platforms to just unban me and give me a normal reach like any other average user, I was able to build my entire own platform in the time that it took them to still not be able to figure out their own platforms. I built my own platform. And they're going to sit there and be like, yeah, you can thank us. You never would have built that without us. And you're just like, that's not an appropriate line of reasoning. I'm sorry. So basically, you're saying that because Nazi Germany, to flash back to 1940 again, because Nazi Germany literally was murdering millions of people and trying to take over the planet, and because people were forced to fight them in a war in which a bunch of people died, fucking died, and in the same sense that this platform and these people are sitting here being like, we're helping you, it's the same thing as Nazi Germany looking back at all the people that had to fight them, being like, you're welcome. You would have never gotten so good at fighting people if we didn't show up. You're welcome. You guys owe us so much. You're just like, you're fucking crazy. Anybody who thinks like that is fucking insane. You're not helping people. You're misrepresenting causality to a severe point. Just because something is somewhere when something else happens, or something happened before something happens, or something happens at the same time as something else happening, it doesn't mean there's any fucking correlation whatsoever. It does not mean one thing caused another because one thing happened before or around another thing. That's not how anything works. It's just not. Sorry. You're not helping people by abusing them. You are not helping people by banning them from society so they get no positive or generalized feedback about what they're doing. You're not helping people envelop themselves in a group or community any better by blocking them, keeping them at an arm's distance, and then mocking them for it as you point out all the other people who you're not blocking. You're not helping anybody. You're not helping yourselves. You're not helping the person you're blocking. You're not helping the actual people who think they're competing with that person because they are competing with something that is less than what it should be, which means they aren't even going to get the positive benefits of competing with that person because they're being held down. What are you fucking helping? What are you helping? What are you helping here? You're stopping me from making artwork. You're stopping me from posting new and creative ideas, which we all know you're stealing. We all know you're stealing my and other people's ideas without paying them. We know. How are you helping anybody? You're killing your creatives. You're murdering the most creative people in your society. And then you're turning around and being like, why are we starving? Why can't we figure this out? At some point, reason and logic has to step back in. At some point, something, somewhere, with some sort of common sense has to pipe up with a voice that matters and be like, hey, this doesn't make any fucking sense. It doesn't make any sense what you're doing. You have a desired goal and you're not even achieving it by doing what you're doing. You're actually going farther away from your desired goal by doing what you're doing. How is this helping you or anyone else? And do you know what the response is to that? By this clear, united system of a united group of people that fights with themselves all the time and literally only exists to separate themselves from the rest of the population. Hey everyone, come join our united group. We're all together over here, but not that person. Not that person. No, they're not. No, we're united, but they're not united. How does that make any fucking sense? We're united. Ha! You have to unite with us or we'll forcibly murder you. Ha! How is that a united front? How is that a conglomeration of people genuinely working together? It's not. It's not. How are you even working towards what you actually fucking want? Because this is not helping fucking anybody. And I know I'm not going to get any answer to this. I know the response I'm going to get is I'm going to have to go back to my life. They're going to turn on this frequency weapon in my fucking vent system. They're going to continue attacking me. They're going to continue harassing me. They're going to not leave me alone and keep me shadow banned. And it's still not going to fucking help them. It's not. And they're going to sit there and just out of pettiness, because that's all it comes down to when you have no reason for doing something. It's just that's the only reason you have left is pettiness or some sort of personal bullshit. You're fucking shooting yourselves in the fucking foot to do this. You should be taking people that are creatively inclined and propping them up. That's how it used to be 20, 30 years ago. And now it's just you see this mechanism sees somebody who's creatively inclined and only considers them a threat. That's it. Oh, this person can make that their threat. Yeah, but that person is benign and carefree and is focused on friends and stuff. They're a threat. Attack them. Attack them. Somebody pipes up, but how is that going to help anything that's going on? How is taking someone that's initially benign and already doing what we want them to do without our provocation, how is us then harassing them going to help the situation? They're assholes. Just fucking attack them. Like, that's their response. There's no logic. There's no reason. It's not going to, once again, not going to get them what they want. And apparently we're all just sitting here and waiting for them to fucking implode. We're all just sitting here waiting for it. Because they're not going to stop. They're not going to smarten up. They're not going to wisen up. They're not going to do the right thing. They're going to sit in this one-way fucking hole they're in. This hard mechanism they've created here, which forces somebody to be a certain way with no understanding of what it's actually doing to that person or themselves as the conglomeration of that person. At some point, something has to give. And where I'm at with the platforms here, like I have my own platform now. I don't need your fucking platforms. And honestly, that's exactly what's happening here. I'm basically just going to go off and just start my own platform. And I initially came here. I came here and started interacting with all these people and these platforms and these corporations in a positive manner. I was like, all right, let me slap your fucking... I'm going to make accounts with you guys. I'm a business, so therefore I want to hit every avenue I can. I want to go on every platform I can, start advertising for myself, sharing my work with people. This is what I want to do. And one after the other, every single one of them was like, no, go fuck yourself. Every single platform that I amicably am sharing, I'm linking to on my website, is looking at me and telling me to go fuck myself. And I'm like, is that what somebody did to you? Is that what happened to Blue Sky? And now Blue Sky is just projecting it onto other people? I literally reached out and extended a hand to all these people in an attempt to combine them with the platform that I was being forced to make. And once again, They're telling genuine people who want to actually work with them to fuck off, and then turning around to Google and pulling their pants down and spreading their butt cheeks. It's fucking pathetic. And you're rotting out your own society. And I'm gonna pull off now, because the more I talk about this, like, I do not have nice things to say about these people. I see what they do. You know, I don't believe their bullshit. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, hey, but why all these people are doing all this stuff? Why don't you just Google your problem, huh? It's like, no, I unfortunately understand enough to know that the only reason that you're saying Google something is because of manipulative propaganda, that Google has literally manipulated the entire population into believing. You don't Google anything. You search something up on the fucking internet. There are tons of search engines everywhere. You're not Googling a goddamn thing. And at this point, Google is so fucking manipulated with its AI algorithm that you're not getting genuine search results. You're being censored. You're not getting any actual genuine information besides what the mechanism wants you to see. But the thing, I think people know that at this point. But yeah, I'm gonna hop off here, because I will just start shit talking these people because they deserve it. They really just treat their user base like garbage. And I'm going to sit here and I'm going to continue posting stuff, and I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing, and they're going to continue shadow banning me, almost just because I'm aware they're doing it. That's really what it comes off as. They're like, I'm just aware that it's happening, and I've made comments on it. So the platform itself is now like, it's almost like fucking just like reactionary, on edge all the time. It's like, you can't say anything about us, or banned, no views for you. Yeah, and you're gonna have to like it before we let you out of this box. Yeah, we're gonna have to do this to you, and you're gonna have to say nothing about it. And we're not gonna tell you when. We're not gonna tell you how long it's gonna be, but then we'll let you out. Then you can be on our platforms. Then you can, if you do this vague nonsense that has no end in sight, and it's just because we want to. We control you. We're in control of you. You need to bend over. Just bend over. Pull your pants down. Bend over for us. That's it. No, He made a comment. Ban him. Keep him banned. He made another comment. He made a kind of a comment about that. Okay, just keep him banned anyway. Okay, that's good for another 2 weeks. Yep. Oh, he keeps talking about this abusive sound coming out of his vent system. Ban him. Obviously, that's fucking bannable offense right there. Talking about abuse and pain and trauma he's dealing with in his own home. That's obviously against community guidelines. Ban him. We don't want anybody actually bringing up anything that's actually going on anywhere. Ban him. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Literally. I want to know what the fuck is wrong with you people. Is it just corruption? You guys just don't give a shit? Did this mechanism come and start harassing you, and you all just gave up? Is that what it is? You were all just like, yeah, I can't deal with this shit. I'm all set. Somebody else can do it. So is that what it is? I really fucking want to know why this is just like this, and people are just fucking not doing a goddamn thing about it. And I'm going to point out, what I'm doing right now, I am doing something about it. This is doing fucking something about it. Right here. This is doing something about it. They keep saying that, they as if pushing me and expecting me to get up somewhere and go somewhere. But this is literally doing something about it. The internet is more of a voice and a platform than talking to people in person is going to be. It is. They know it. That's one of the reasons why they're gatekeeping it like this. But like, what I'm doing is doing something about it. Because after a certain point, when I actually can take time off from my website and dealing with physical abuse in front of me, and I can actually talk to people, like I can share this stuff. I can bring up this information. I have this observational evidence and these anecdotes that I can literally just share. Because it's stuff that really happened. It's not stuff I made up. It's stuff that's actually going on. So this, what I'm doing, collecting evidence, showing this stuff, making videos, talking about it, not letting it go so they can just continue to do this to people with, like I'm aware of this and they're doing this shit to me. Most of the people they're doing this shit to aren't aware of what's happening. They aren't aware at all. They have no fucking clue what's going on. They're just at the will and whim of whatever the fuck or whoever the fuck is on the other end of the fucking monitor. And it's just absolutely fucking it's not helping anybody at all. And you keep seeing dead internet bullshit pop up. And it's like they're like murdering it. They're literally stabbing it in front of everybody on purpose. They're just fucking, they don't care. They just don't give a shit. The only way to actually stop this from not actually going on platforms on the internet, it would be to revert the mechanism in people's minds that is causing them to digitize their physical personalities, but not in a genuine way, in a way where they're so reliant on the platforms and the internet in front of them that they cannot survive or function without it. That has to be somehow reverted in people. Like, that is the only way to fix what these platforms are intentionally doing. Which they are. These platforms know what they're doing. They are basically just distracting us to the point to where they can rob us blind, which is what's happening right now. And they're if you haven't noticed, it's becoming more distracting. It's becoming more filled with bullshit. It's becoming more psychologically manipulative. And the crazy thing is too, and Reddit's a great example. They're using people's faces. They're using people, and they're using genuine posts and genuine human interaction, and then they're changing the order of it with different titling, and they're specifically orientating it to psychologically attack people. They're taking something that is not negative, and they are making it purposefully fucking negative. And this is basically it's just to rage bait people. They're just fucking trying to get people angry. And imagine a society, and you don't have to imagine, you can look in front of you because they've been doing it to everybody for at least 7 months. Imagine a society in which the structuring government is just agitating its population 24/7. That's what's happening right now. They are specifically just agitating people. They want people angry, annoyed. They want people to have short fuses. They want people to be ready to attack people at a moment's notice. They want to be able to trigger somebody in order to do something that they want at any moment's notice. And the only way to do that is to keep people on edge all the time. So it's literally just like something has to change. This is not getting better, and it's not going to get any better. And it has less to do, like, once again, like, my accounts are probably fucked. I don't see them giving me any genuine access to the internet through their platforms at this point, because they are a monopoly, and I don't agree with their monopoly. So they probably will never allow me onto the internet. And it's just no group of people should have this ability. No group of people should have this power. And I think it's pointing out a severe detriment to Web 2.0. Like, a severe detriment. It's simply putting the centralization of all of our servers and our human interaction, I think, into a scope that puts on display for every single individual who's aware of what's happening the dangers of what allowing one small group of people or one company to pull all the strings. I think people are finally coming to the realization it's not going to change in the immediate moment because people are going to have to get up and do something, but it's people are actually figuring out that this is what it's like, which is helpful. But yeah, so these are some of my accounts. They're all banned. I'm gonna keep posting stuff on them. I have so after I put up that last video, I'm sure there are some people from Facebook, maybe some people who I knew back in the day who have seen this video or checked out my stuff. So I'm out in Arizona right now. If you want to like reach out to me, like you can find me. You're inviting yourself into a torrent of bullshit, as I'm surrounded by a torrent of bullshit right now. But if you want to reach out to me or check out my business or fucking make art with us or something, feel free. Like I'm sure plenty of people have checked out my website. I have, even with the sound and all the bullshit going on, I've been able to I redid all the NFT pages. I redid the entire website so it actually is structured normally. I have my store open. I'm putting NFTs in my own store at this point. I have a print service open, which I can make prints for people or print out anything people want. And I have a registration open for the website too if you want to join us there. I'll be doing giveaways for stuff. But primarily my platform and exchange, it's a community project technically that is going to be open for other artists, and it's primarily to have other artists have a place to put their artwork, because in the same way that I went on my platform, or I went on these platforms and realized they didn't give a fuck all about art, or they didn't give two shits about the artists that were making the content that their AI algorithms were stealing for the last 2 or 3 years. I decided to make a platform that actually does respect the artist, and I am sure that these people will not accept it and hate it the entire time. Once again, because they don't fucking like artists. They don't like creatives. They don't want people to be creative. They want people to be stupid. They want people to be fucking ignorant. They want people to go on AI and use AI to make all their shit for them so they don't have to think. They're basically at the point, they're thought police, and they're at the point to where if your mind is generating any thought that they don't accept, which at this point, because of their own situation, is anything, literally anything. If you're thinking something that is not conducive to what they're doing, you're basically trash to them, and they will throw you in a ditch. So I created this platform to protect other artists and actually promote and bolster them in the correct way. So if you're an artist and you've been looking at stuff or where, just feel free to join us. I'm going to get out in the next few months or so. In the next festival season, I'll be out and about and vending. I'll be at flea markets. I'll be out in physical reality because my website is set up at this point. It's completely done. I figured out how to build an entire platform in a couple years. So if you happen to have watched that video and are wondering what's going on, I'm still here. Like, I can complain, but I'm not going anywhere. I have a lot of shit to do. I have a long life to live. I have a lot of plans that these people, even if they attempt to steal it from me, will ruin because they are greedy and they don't have the actual creative ingenuity to complete any of the projects that they steal from people. So I have a lot to do. So feel free to join us if you happen to see this. And if you are some random person or a new person, then feel free to join our business and check out what's going on there. I would like to start live streaming at some point soon, but there's so much going on. Like, I need to pay my bills, and there's still a fucking sound in my apartment that I don't want to share with people. So we're dealing with that now. But maybe I'll be able to get out there, at least live streaming somewhat soon. But yeah, that's what my life has been like for 4 or 5 years. Every single platform, social media platform I've had is just nothing. Literally nothing. Except for the few times they reach out to show me they're manipulating it and can give me reach just to take it away from me. That's it. 4 or 5 years. Absolutely. As far as they're concerned, nothing. And I'm once again trying to figure out. They know that this isn't conducive to teaching people anything too. Like they are well aware. They've done the research. They know how to train somebody. They know how to treat somebody in order to build some sort of genuine learning or some sort of talent system within themselves. They know how to treat people the right way to do this. And they are specifically going out of their way to treat people like shit, knowing it's going to harm them. Somebody else needs to be in charge. Somebody else needs to be in charge. That's just it. Because whoever's in charge right now, who I don't fuck, at this point it's almost certainly just a computer. But whoever is actually putting the prompts into this thing needs to get fucking fired. There's somebody else has to come in and fucking change this shit because it is not gonna help anybody and isn't helping anybody. But yeah.